biggest thing for offices is how can they take the path of least resistance, right? Is how can we're busy seeing patients, we're busy doing this, running the office, is how can we turn the tap on and get people into our office with the least amount of work as humanly possible. Your rate goes up by, I think you said it was 30%.
No,
So,
it's almost 400%. That was a Harvard study that said if you answer within a minute, you have a 4x time increased chance. So
okay.
400%. Also, another thing too is as great as the office staff might be with new clients, not every office staff has great telephone interpersonal skills, which is really required to make connecting with people successful. These strangers who aren't necessarily committed yet.
And why are we tackling this is because we still find this is a pain point for some offices. And we understand some offices do it a little different each way, and we totally understand, we respect that variety. However, we're trying to refine this process to alleviate the pain points. We're trying to, what's the goal? We're trying, like, so you actually talk about why we're doing this, talk a little bit about what the pain is in some of the offices. So the goal of what we're working on behind the scenes is to increase the amount of bookings, get them into your office with the least amount of time.
The quicker someone can respond to a lead, the more likely they're going to be to book a call. We always say that the person coming off their phone to engage with a chiropractic clinic with an offer is not always necessarily a chiropractic fan or someone who already believes in chiropractic. So there's a little bit of resistance there, and they have to be dealt with in a slightly different way than, say, your, best patient's relative who hears that you're the person that they need to call. One of the reasons that Angel's on here too is because we've been doing this in his clinic, and pull back the curtain, he had a little bit of resistance and also a eureka moment. We thought we'd share a little bit of that.
And I flipped on this because in our clinic, we have the resources, we have the time to do this thing. And I'm probably anal to a fault where I want to know what's being said and I want to see what's being said and I want someone pulling the levers. And in our clinic, our managers converse with everybody via text, and we've had a good success rate. These proven systems and procedures that we have and we've developed and we've gotten from other leaders in the industry have totally changed my mind, because what he's shown me is that conversation can go on exactly in the same manner as if my staff were doing it without my staff being there. Obviously, I need to change the way that I look at things, because yes, sometimes those leads sit.
When you think about how you use it yourself, if you respond to an ad and it just sits there and you don't hear back, you move on and you seek something else, or you forget about it. Our attention spans are so much different than they were a short time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that instant response when somebody's in that mode is important.
And I think too is, even if my phone rang, times have changed. I know
Mhm.
that from 15, 20 years ago, right? If I'm conversing with this ad, and let's say I'm at work or at my kid's soccer game, I might not pick up the phone.
What we're able to do is we're able to pick different stages of the conversation. So let's say a new person comes in. First, it determines if they're interested. That's the first objective that it has to reach before it moves to morning or afternoon. And then if it figures that out, then it moves over to the other one to pitch times. So
Yeah.
like it's a lot more customized at each different stage. Therefore, it has a way better conversation. Like it's like a human-like conversation with
Yeah.
the person.
It's more intelligent.
For anybody who's watching, just put yourself into the shoes of having a conversation with someone. If you're texting someone and they get back to you within 10 seconds or 15 seconds, but you're texting them back. But if you're texting someone and they're not texting you back for an hour or even a half an hour, but you're busy doing something else, or in a worst case scenario, if you are really struggling with something, you're off looking for another place that's going to get back to you right away. So
Yeah.
that's where the power of this conversational AI comes in. It allows us to get back to people right away and get them into an appointment booked. And then, yeah, as soon as the appointment does get booked, it sends the team a message saying, hey, this person requested this time. Can you please reach out to confirm? But we set it up that way based on your 95% show up rate as well, because we used to let people auto confirm and the show up rate wasn't there.